الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. الحمد لله غافر الذنب وقابل التوب شديد العقاب ذي الطول لا إله إلا هو إليه المصير. اللهم لك الحمد يا من لم تتخذ ولدا ولم يكن لك شريك في الملك ولم يكن لك ولي من الذل والله أكبر كبيرا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الأحد الفرد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. مالك الملك يؤتي الملك من يشاء وينزع الملك ممن يشاء، يعز من يشاء ويذل من يشاء، بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. سبح له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. له ملك السماوات والأرض يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. تركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. شرح الله له صدره ووضع عنه وزره وأعلمه أن مع العسر يسرا وأمره أن إذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي مقصرة بتقوى الله، وأحذركم ونفسي من عصيانه ومخالفة أمره لزوما لقوله الحق تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وكذلك في قول الحق تبارك وتعالى: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. My dear brothers and sisters, my dearest children, we are indeed in the last Jum'ah of this blessed month of Ramadan. The gift of Allah to this ummah, the month in which we look forward to be able to cleanse, to be able to indulge into the spiritual fulfillment, to help us be able to get the nourishment spiritually that would sustain us until the end of the year, until the next Ramadan. Indeed, this Ramadan has been a blessed one. Came in a time when we were in desperate need to connect with the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal. It came in a time where we're looking forward for that opportunity to be able to reach that spiritual level of ibadat and rahamat with the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal. Though it has been spiritually fulfilling, our hearts are still in so much sorrow. Our hearts are still in so much pain, knowing that there are our brothers and sisters for us in Gaza, in Palestine, in Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. There are brothers and sisters for us in Sudan, in Somalia, in Kashmir, in Myanmar, in Iraq, in Yemen, name it, all over the Muslim Ummah. There are brothers and sisters who did not have the same luxury we were able to enjoy throughout the month of Ramadan. Walillah alhamd. We were given the chance and opportunity to come to the masajid. We were able to break our fast in a congregational setting. We were able to enjoy the recitation of the Quran from beautiful qaris. And we were able to peacefully commute back and forth to the masajid. We were even able to spend some time of i'tikaf in the masjid. This is a luxury, and I call it a luxury because it is not the same, unfortunately, for our brothers and sisters in Palestine. It's not the same for the people of Gaza who have been for the past 6 months, now approaching the 7th month, have been living in a dire situation where they're not only have been deprived for the past 17 years from the necessities of their living by the embargo that imposed on them, but unfortunately, with the collaboration of the whole world, they have been subjugated to the deprivation of food, of a drink, of medications, of the basic necessities of living, something by the international law that should not be exercised no matter what in any war in the 21st century. In a time where we feel that we're living in a global village, where whatever happens in one corner could be seen by the other corner of the earth, with the bragging of the superpower nations on earth about the human rights issues we're seeing behind the scene, the same who are bragging about these principles and moral values, supporting and aiding the lethal weapons that are being used to kill our own brothers and sisters in the faith and in the humanity. This is an ugly reality that we are living in during the month of Ramadan. We've seen it on social media. We've seen the children coming out of the rebels, crying, trying to wake up from the shock. And as one of the doctors was saying yesterday in one of the iftar events, he recalled one of the children who, after she woke up from the shock of being under the rebel when her house was bombarded with her family members around her, she ended up, after taking from underneath the rebel, she ended up going for surgery to emulate parts of her body. When she woke up, she realized that she had lost all her family members. She had no one else left from her family members to provide that support she needs as she's recovering. She would not have that support of the extended family or the immediate family members with her the rest of her life. We've seen the mothers who have mourned for the loss of their own babies, who have carried them in their own hands and said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. We've heard it from the people of Gaza who have said it in front of social media, cameras. Ma ilna amal illallah. We have no hope except with the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal. They knew that the Muslim Ummah is large in number. They knew that the resources of the Muslim Ummah is massive. Yet, they still feel that they were betrayed. They were let down. Not even a bottle of water was able to reach them to quench their thirst. Not after the long hours of fasting, but throughout the 7 months they have been going through in this brutal, genocidal, cleansing, unjustified war. We've heard it. We've heard it from the International Justice Court. We have heard about the resolutions from the Security Council. Yet, as the betrayers are the aggressors, are those who have ignored the whole world. Are they paying attention to it? No, they're not. They do not even care about the emotions or the feelings of the Muslim Ummah, because they have reached the conclusion that the Muslim Ummah is dead. The Muslim Ummah leadership is dead. That's what it is. We have dead leaders who only eat and sleep and entertain the attractions of the life, but they have dead moral and conscience. They're unable to stay awake and think about what's happening to the Muslim Ummah or do anything about it. The international community leadership also is complicit in the same issue. They have lost the compass. They have no morals, no principles, no values that they can talk about in front of their own communities, their own people. This is the reality. This is the reality we have lived throughout the month of Ramadan. Yet though it is very bleak, though it is very dark, we need not to allow the despair and the depression to creep to our heart and feel helpless or powerless. Rather, we want to make these feelings or these facts to translate our anger feelings into actions. Actions that would make us know that we are specifically in this part of the world are able to do a lot to prevent the killing of our children in Gaza, to prevent the killing of the people of Gaza, the elders, the women, the civilians, the helpless people. There's a lot we can do by engaging into advocacy work similar to what the work of NCCM are doing, who are standing outside waiting for you by the doors to support them by signing letters or a petition to prevent those who are going to prevent the UNRWA from sending support to the people of Gaza. After we've persuaded our government to continue their support to UNRWA to support the people of Gaza, there's a group that has no feeling. There's a group that has no moral principles who wants to abstract that process. It's our responsibility to stand up and defend that and prevent this from happening. We're living in an environment where advocacy work goes the extra mile. We're living in a society where persuasion is an art and an action that needs to be done systematically and professionally, and that could be done by professional advocacy group like NCCM or Justice for All from our community. Let's stand behind them. Let us do whatever it is to support them, either financially or by responding to their emails and text messages, by sending or making phone calls, by hitting the streets and demonstrating whenever we have the chance and ability to send a strong message to the officials of our government that Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam might feel weak, but they are not dead. Yes, indeed, our leadership is dead, but the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is boiling. And we warn you because we will not settle. We will not allow the killing of our brothers and sisters to happen in front of our own eyes. We do have a much powerful weapon than the F-16s and F-35s and the intelligent missiles and bombs, or the artificial intelligent tools they're using right now against our own brothers and sisters in Gaza, the civilians of Gaza. We have more powerful tool than that, which is dua. Dua to the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal, as your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam have done prior to the battle of Badr, when he was promised the victory, but yet he continued throughout the night to pray to the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal, to the point that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu came from behind him and said to him, كَفَاكَ مُنَاجَاتَكَ رَبُّكَ فَإِنَّهُ مُنْجِزُكَ مَا وَعَدَكَ. Ya Rasulullah, take it easy on yourself. Your Lord is fulfilling what He has promised to you. Dua Ummat Muhammad is what is needed in whatever hours left from the month of Ramadan. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come from the month of Ramadan. We're all looking forward for Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr is included in the last a few days of the month of Ramadan, potential the 27 nights, which is either tonight or the night of tomorrow. Let's fill the masajid. Let's occupy the masajid and make them our place of worshipping for these days and hours to come, and turn with our hearts to the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal. Let's put the dunya outside. Dunya is not running away. We always can catch it, but we might not be able to catch another Laylatul Qadr in our life. Let's remember and be aware that Laylatul Qadr is more powerful in value than 1,000 months. Let's be mindful that this is the night of salvation from the hellfire. This is the night in which the dua is accepted. Let our dua be for ourselves and for the Muslim Ummah in general. Let us live the pain of the Ummah. Let us live the pain of the Ummah as your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam indicated. That ayyuma mri'in, whoever let down a Muslim in a position and a situation where he needed the support from him or her, if they fail them down, the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal will let others fail them down when they are in dire need for support from others around them. Is there any difficult situation than the situation that the Muslim Ummah is going through right now? There is not, my brothers and sisters. For how long are we going to stay in this state of sleepiness and dead? Wake up. Wake up. It is not a choice for us to say that I need to live the pain of the Ummah. Are we waiting to be in line to have the calamities befalling unto us? Are we fooled with the attractions of this dunya and the environment we're living in? Whatever we have in our hand is not going to last. وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ لَا يَرْجُونَ لِقَاءَنَا وَرَضُوا بِالْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَاطْمَأَنُّوا بِهَا وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا غَافِلُونَ أُولَئِكَ مَأْوَاهُمُ النَّارُ بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. A severe warning from the mighty Allah Azza wa Jalla. If we were to be possessed with this dunya and ignore the akhirah, then we will be from the people of the hellfire. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Let these hours to come be the hours in which we turn to the mighty with pain in our hearts and with submission to Him, and ask Him to alleviate the suffering of the Muslim Ummah, to please our eyes with the salatu fil masjid al-aqsa aminin mutma'innin. Let us support those who are standing in Masjid al-Aqsa to defend it and to pray in it and to do their i'tikaf despite of the brutal aggression of the enemies of the Masjid al-Aqsa. Those who were standing today in Masjid al-Aqsa were bombarded with gas tears. Let us be in support for them by sending aid to them to help them in standing and doing the job that is needed to be done by the Muslim Ummah. Let's be mindful that Ramadan is not only the 27th night of the month of Ramadan. The barakat and rahamat of Ramadan continues and extends until the last second of the month of Ramadan. As a matter of the fact, the Prophet ﷺ indicated that my ummah were blessed with 5 things that other nations were not blessed with. لَخَلُوفُ فَمِ الصَّائِمِ, the breath of the fasting as a result of abstaining from food and drink is better in the scale of Allah Azza wa Jal than the smell of the musk. And at the end of the hadith, he indicated that يُغْفَرُ لَهُمْ بِآخِرِ لَيْلَةٍ. You will be forgiven in the last night of Ramadan. And when the Sahaba inquired, Ya Rasulullah, do you mean that Laylatul Qadr is in the last night of Ramadan? He said, no. إِنَّمَا الْعَامِلُ يُوَفَّى أَجْرُهُ. The employer will be paid his or her wages at the end of the term of their employment. So this is the last night of Ramadan. So do not offer the 27th night of Ramadan, come to the masjid and attain the festivity that we normally hold in the masajid and say Khatam Qabul and this is it. Then we'll see like the masjid on the 27th night of next year. Let's stay until the last minute of the month of Ramadan. Let's continue to be engaged with ibadat and submission to the mighty Allah Azza wa Jal with the hope that He will not turn our du'as down, with the hope that He will look at us with the eyes of rahmah, with the hope that He will grant us the salvation from the hellfire, with the hope that He will make us from the winners of this blessed month, with the hope that we will be insha'Allah united with the Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the highest stage of al-Jannah, al-Firdaus al-A'la min al-Jannah. That's what Ramadan is all about, my brothers and sisters. I hope that the mighty Allah Azza Jal will enable us to be able to do whatever it is during these a few counted minutes left from the month of Ramadan. As I'm concluding, I remind you, there is a zakat that is time sensitive, which is zakat al-fitr. If it is to be given before the Salat al-Eid, it is zakat al-fitr, because this is a zakat that the mighty have prescribed unto you to cleanse and purify your actions of siyam. If it is to be given afterwards, then it is a general sadaqah. So make sure that you give it today, inshallah, or give it before the Eid, and make sure that it is reaching, inshallah, to those who deserve it on time. And let's be also mindful about the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam into attending the Eid and what is needed to be done and observed in the Eid. وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. By engaging into takbirat from the minute we know that Ramadan, that Eid is declared from Maghrib all the way to Salat al-Eid, so we're able to fulfill what Allah Azza have asked us and follow the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. اللهم آمين وأقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله ولكم فاستغفروه فيفوز المستغفرين. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك اللهم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم إن عبيدك أبناء عبيدك، اللهم إننا وصينا بيدك يا رب العالمين، ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك، نسألك الله بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك بأن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا يا رب. اللهم إننا نجأر إليك في الدعاء، اللهم إننا نستغيث بك فأغثنا، ندعوك يا أحد يا فرد يا صمد يا من لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد، يا مالك الملك يا مالك الملك يا مالك الملك، يا من تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء، يا من تعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء، يا من بيدك الخير وأنت على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اجعلنا من عتقائك من النار يا رب العالمين. اللهم تقبل منا الصيام والقيام وصالح الأعمال. اللهم إنا نجأر إليك ونستغيث بك فأغث أهلنا في فلسطين. اللهم إنهم لا حول لهم ولا قوة إلا بك. اللهم احقن دماءهم، اللهم داوي جرحاهم ومرضاهم، اللهم اطعم جوعاهم واسق عطشاهم يا رب. اللهم فرج همهم وغمهم وكربهم برحمتك يا رب العالمين. اللهم نسألك بجلالك وقدرتك بأن تستخدمنا ولا تستبدل بنا يا رب. اللهم أعنا على نصرتهم فإنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أنزل السكينة عليهم وأيدهم بجند من عندك واجعل كلمة الذين كفروا السفلى وكلمتك هي العليا يا عزيز يا حكيم. اللهم نسألك بأن تقر أعيننا بالصلاة في المسجد الأقصى آمنين مطمئنين. اللهم إنا نسألك في هذه الساعة المباركة وفي هذا اليوم الفضيل بأن تحسن ختامنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلها الشهادة في سبيلك فإنك على كل شيء قدير. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.